Hello and welcome to Unprofessional Therapy, where it's just two old guys helping each other out. And if there's something in here that helps you out, that's wonderful. My name is Brad.
I'm Michael.
How is everything today? I hope everybody's doing well. And we have two topics we're going to talk about today. One of them, we're going to get a little personal with Michael today.
That sounds
did
horrible.
He did something at a young age. I just can't believe it. Now, keep in mind, this was late 80s.
We're not going to talk about criminal record, are we? Joke.
We don't
Just
need to bring a criminal record into this.
Just kidding.
He actually moved 2,000 miles away from home at 18 years old with little money.
That's true.
We'll talk about that.
That comes later.
Yeah. So but he wants to talk about something else. So we're going to see what's your topic today?
I want to talk about building systems, which sounds kind of bland and boring, but
That's me.
think not to you and not to me. And it sounds like it could be kind of a dry thing, but this actually comes from, and he's since been discredited, but the Rich Dad Poor Dad book.
Mm-hmm.
And while I say discredited, you know what I mean? We're not here to talk about other people's personal things, but
we'll talk about our own things.
We'll talk about our own things and stuff. But what was important about that was reading that book. And I think this applies to so many things. Reading that book changed my mindset on a lot of things, and that can be hard to do. We talked about this last time. So we talked about Magic for Children. We talk about really that boil down to mindsets and how things can get built up in your head, and it can be hard to change those things. Sometimes you have to take those out. What this book did was open my mind to a lot of possibilities and ways of reframing thinking. And one of the things that I took away from it was building systems. Which sounds vague and nebulous. We'll get to that more. How have you built systems? Well, you've literally built computer systems, so that's let's take it back to the personal level. How have systems affected you, or what have you done?
Well, let's first clarify systems, or what I mean. I said this in the last video, I've been programming for 30 years, and I am a systems engineer. I have architected larger systems and smaller systems, and I still do some smaller today. So when we're talking systems, I like to do that. I like to play games that build systems. Life, see, and here's the funny thing. When you talk about programming and stuff, and we're talking about systems, every time I start a new app, it's a completely new system. I mean, the way I do things or the creation of said app. Completely different from the last time. And it's not because I'm using different technologies. It's not because I'm using different anything. It's because I'm thinking different today.
Okay.
So for me, I don't have a standard exact system that I always use. Now, and obviously with AI today, it's a whole lot different than it was 20 years ago. And just massive difference. With AI, you create Claude.md, which is your blueprint of the whole app, and then you create some other supporting documents, and then you say, Claude, go away and do it. And it does. That's my system, but then once I get started, it just kind of falls apart after that. So
that's what I was going to say is I was going to disagree 180 degrees from what you said, because you have a system, you're just not stepping back far enough to see the system.
No,
I think there's a level, even if you are doing things differently each time, you probably at some point ask yourself the same set of questions to get started. I'm going to say probably one of the first things you ask about in your head is security.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to have a priority system. I keep defaulting to that word system in the definition. But I think you're going to find at some point, if you choose to look at it that way, you do have a system. You're just not standing back far enough to see it.
Yeah, I guess, and I think that the way you're describing it is more how I would describe routine.
Okay,
For
yeah,
like, yeah,
for
I have a
sure.
morning routine of getting up, having my coffee, talking to my wife, and then coming up to go to work.
Right. Why I
So
think
that's
that's
just a morning
important, or
routine.
what I think is important there, is the more systems, the more routines you can identify
Hmm.
um, and build, the better off you can be, because it frees up real estate in your head for doing other things. I
Yeah.
personally am disabled, so I don't go to work on a regular basis these days. I have a hobby of selling magic cards, Magic the Gathering cards. We won't get into all of that. Again, not here to sell that. My wife does reviews for Amazon, kind of a product tester, not an official title. That's why it's in quotes. Um, but we have started to sell those things. It's something that she can do after 6 months of keeping an item. She then has the freedom to destroy, get rid of, sell, whatever she wants to do. So we've started selling
Okay.
those things. The more, oh my gosh, that was so frustrating. I don't want to get into the specifics, but
Don't
we
go.
started
Don't go to the
selling.
details. No, we already had the details earlier off camera.
Yeah, but you know where I'm going with this. The
Hmm.
fact that building um, a system and a workaround, and this maybe will tie into to AI that we'll talk about later on,
Oh yeah, in another
um,
episode.
is the fact that um, the more I can put those things, the things that I do, the daily routines and stuff that I have,
Hmm.
into a regimented system, it
Hmm.
makes it easier for my stress level,
Yeah.
because it wasn't like you said and stuff. Each problem that you're attacking may seem different on several levels, but
Mm.
if you find yourself in a rut, if you find yourself worrying about things um, continually, putting them in a structured system can help ease that anxiety.
Yeah, it could. And I think that when you're talking systems, you're talking, and when I hear the word systems and I hear that kind of thing, the way you're talking is organization. And if you saw my file systems on my computers, there is none. There's very little organization. I've finally gotten some organization, but because I've done so many different things, I'm a jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing, except for I'm damn good at programming. Um, but my mind goes to a lot of things. I've done photography, I've done video, I got bass guitars back here. I practice. I'm not very good at it. I tinker, so I do a lot of little things, but my organization is just, it's not there. I don't have, and when I hear systems, that to me that means you have structure, like you were saying, you have your structure, and I don't see that I have enough structure. I do when you've explained it earlier. Okay, yeah, I do kind of have a system that I don't really call a system. When I start writing an app, okay, I talk to AI, whether it's Claude or ChatGPT or even my own local LLM, which that one really sucks at ideas. Or and then I do that, and then I brainstorm with it, and I talk to either you or other friends of mine to get an idea if that's even a good idea, even though I've already written half of it because you guys just don't answer fast enough. Anyway, so
Again, it's
uh,
nothing personal. We covered that in the
no,
last episode.
no, it's you don't answer in 5 seconds, so I'm already writing the code. Because that's my brain is that way. I gotta go, 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 go. So I don't have that. Those are that's my system, but there's no real organization to my system. Does that make sense?
Sure, sure. So my question is, and I don't want to get too deep here or whatever, but do you find yourself, because I'm imagining, and a lot of these
Yeah,
things that I'm asking, it's because I project
you
myself
don't know.
into that. But like, does that lead to burnout? Does that lead to a point where, do you think that if things were slightly more regimented, because again, I hate routine. I suffer from dyslexia, so my brain doesn't necessarily work the same way twice when I see something or I do something. And that's going back again. So being an amateur magician, it's horrible for patter because I can't
Yeah.
memorize it and do it. And I don't do it the same way. And I think I also feel that like it should be spontaneous and so on. So I don't want to have stuff written down. So
Right.
recommending things doesn't feel right to me a lot
Which
of
is
times.
kind of why this format works for both of us.
Kind of, for sure. But my question was,
Mhm.
do you think that leads to burnout or confusion or wasting time? That was a huge question. Sorry about that.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I get burned out because you'll see me while I'm playing video games all weekend, or a week for a week.
But I'm wondering, would a little bit of structure make that easier for you?
Don't know.
Okay.
Because of the way my brain works, I just don't know if structure. I think that I'm the same as you in the fact of if I get stuck in a rut, I get antsy. I can't do it for very long. Like for right now, I'm in a cycle in life that I'm doing work and I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Every day is a lot of the same, and I'm going a little crazy. And I'll just tell my wife, I'm like, we need to go away for the weekend. We need to take a day trip, something. We need to go, and we'll go to the Limestone Mountains or something, and we'll just do something. Go 30 minutes down the road and have lunch,
right,
whatever. But I don't think that organization would change that.
Okay, interesting. Okay. And what I actually like that you just said was the word that I glommed onto is cycle.
Cycle, yeah.
Because I think that we all have natural rhythms and cycles that we go up and down, and they're very hard to get out of them without really kind of blasting yourself out of there, or you need something. Going back to going back to that book, going back to Rich Dad Poor Dad and stuff, it took something that was completely out of my wheelhouse for me to get exposed to something that made me rethink how things work and stuff. And so that's where
I can do that again for you. There's another book you could read.
Yeah, what's that?
The 4-Hour Workweek.
I had that on my shelf.
You have read it? Yeah. So you know what I mean.
Yeah.
That'll build you a system.
Yeah. For sure.
I enjoyed that book.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that too. I think he's come out since then and said he would change a few things in it or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go back to Kiyosaki then.
Go ahead.
So where do I want to go with this? I think he's bankrupt now. I don't know. I hear things.
He has financial issues.
Yeah,
I don't know to what extent, but I just know there's issues.
Neither do I. And it doesn't matter to me because I'm not following anybody that religiously.
No, neither am I. I follow you.
As you should, but you shouldn't listen to anybody but me. That's the point. That's what we're here to tell you. You shouldn't listen to anybody. No,
don't listen to me.
Anybody like that. I don't feel. They say you should never meet your heroes and stuff like that.
No,
when you put that much stock into somebody, you set yourself up for failure or to be let down.
If you do meet your hero, you need to be mentally ready to say this guy's going to be the biggest jerk. Or this person can be the biggest jerk in the world. And if they're not horrible, hey, you're not disappointed.
Hey, exactly. Then it's a win for everybody then.
And that's my opinion. I mean, I have, high opinions of a lot of different people, but the people I would be worried about meeting is people like Kate Beckinsale, because I've seen enough of, I'm not like obsessed with her, but I've seen some videos of her when she's a practical joker. I mean, she'll mess with you, and her being gorgeous doesn't help. And I think I would feel very intimidated with her, even though I shouldn't be, because she looks like she's probably relatively normal. I don't think I'll never meet her, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, I met Pete Townsend.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Peter Frampton.
Frampton,
Wrong Peter.
Yeah.
I've walked past Sammy Hagar once.
Nice.
Didn't know it was him until it was late. But no, I mean, I've talked to a few famous people. Badfinger, the Magic, the old rock group. They actually wrote songs with Paul McCartney. Never heard of him. So, but again, I'd never heard of the band. And they were like just normal people to me. They were like just anybody. And then I went to a concert. I'm like, oh, you guys are pretty good. Anyway, I'm off on a tangent. Pull me back.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go back. And my point with this is the fact that you can, I think, incorporate other people's ideas into your personal philosophy. Regardless, if you can remember to separate them or separate
and realize they're just human.
Personally, exactly. And
they're just another person that wants to be the smartest person in the room.
It's all about how you can accept those ideas and integrate them into your own personality, your own daily routine to make things better for you. I think
I can agree with that. You have to say, okay, what can I take away from their personality that will help me? That's really what it is. That's kind of what we're doing here.
Kind of. That's kind of the plan and the intent, right?
We're no experts.
For sure.
No. That's why we're unprofessional.
This is why we're unprofessional, but we don't have degrees in this. But I do believe that
But I took a psychology class once in college.
Yeah.
Actually, I took 3.
I was going to say, my wife did psychology and stuff, and I got one by extension just for helping her study.
There you go, because you're related to her, right?
Exactly, yeah. It just
by
carried over,
proximity. It's proximity rules.
That's osmosis. We never thought we'd use that in high school, did we? Osmosis. Anyhow.
Yeah. Were you the one talking about osmosis the other day?
I think I probably did. It's on my mind. It's at the forefront.
No, it was my other friend.
Oh, okay. Small world.
He used to fall asleep by reading programming manuals, and it helped.
It helped. Okay.
I mean, he's the one that's now thinking around with Claude. But anyway, I don't know how to segue very well.
Just do it. Just jump right into it. Yeah.
So,
all right, let's talk about me.
I'm going to have a little backstory first.
Uh-oh.
Mike and I have known each other for decades. Or 4 decades. 4 decades.
Yeah.
We've known each other.
We could frame it as longer than a quarter of a century.
Almost half century. How's that?
Almost half a century. Wow.
Now, let's preface this a little bit. Now, we have not hung out that entire time.
That's true.
We knew each other pretty well, middle school, high school. And then he ran away. And that's what we're going to talk about in a minute. And then there was a point in time where we didn't really talk much. And now in the last, 10 plus years, we have gotten back and we've hung out a little bit more. So I want to hear more about, I know a lot about this story, but this is something that I think could help and inspire, anybody really that wants to make a change in their life.
Funny.
Because,
I was going to say, funny you should say run away, because I didn't run. No. But I flew away as fast as I could.
He did. So we graduated high school, and within 24 hours, he was on a plane that went 2,000 miles away to LA. Now, tell me how much money you had in your pocket?
Well, okay, I have to correct that, because that's not exactly what happened. Close to it, though. I didn't.
I have to exaggerate to make it exciting.
No, you don't. Well, maybe you do, but I didn't graduate. I didn't graduate on time with everybody else.
That's right.
I had a grade point average. I had a grade point average where all the numbers were on the right side of the decimal. So, that may make people rethink. They may rethink talking to me. I actually had a teacher write in there that I was going to be a nice person, but a terrible student. That was actually written on my one of my report cards.
Boy, what would happen if that were on a report card today?
Oh, yeah, exactly. Teacher would not be working.
No, and the kid would be devastated in therapy for the rest of his life. We're the Gen Xers who are like, whatever.
I'm in therapy right now. This is why we're talking about it.
Yeah, we're unprofessional, though.
Anyhow, So
Yeah.
I didn't graduate. I had very, so I did, it was short, a couple of
Okay,
credits.
so the last day we were in high school,
But
24 hours later,
no,
you were
not
on a
yet.
plane. No?
Not
Oh,
yet.
come
It
on,
was,
man.
I did stick around because I
Okay.
had to. Um,
Okay.
I'm always one of those people that has
Tell
to
the
do the bare
story. You
minimum.
tell your story. I'm going to keep interrupting, but tell your story.
I do the bare minimum. And this absolutely, well, sorry, you got me starting around here. So here's what happened. I stuck around for 6 months to get my to get my diploma. I
Okay.
was a couple credits short. I didn't have a super low GPA.
I didn't
But
think you're that stupid.
well, that's it. I'm not. I love
You're not.
to learn. I love to
You just don't
understand
take
things.
tests very well, and you're
I
dyslexic.
Exactly. Never undiagnosed at this point.
At that point,
Undiagnosed as dyslexic. So that was, I'm really
Part
upset
of
about
it.
the education system, but we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
So anyhow, so I did stick around for 6 months to get that. As soon as I got that, yes, I was on a plane. I was out,
Peace out.
and just could not get out of that small town fast enough.
And the reason being, we will talk about in a different episode because that's a full episode. Go ahead.
It probably could be, but you should probably get to know me better first before we talk about that. You already know me that.
Mhm.
So yeah, I got on a plane and I flew out to California, knowing one person and having $100 in my pocket.
And let's see. Now,
And
again, this was in the late 80s.
late
So
80s,
$100 is more like, 500 to 1,000. So
maybe now.
maybe
Yeah.
in that range.
But it
But
was with
still, $100 is brutal to just move. Now,
and with a one-way ticket.
well, yeah, one-way ticket.
That was the other
Exactly.
thing. I flew to California knowing one person and having a one-way
I'm
ticket
familiar.
and $100 in my pocket that was given to me by a friend. So I wasn't even going out there with money in my pocket initially. And when my friend's parents heard that I was going out there with nothing, they're like, here's $100, pay us back or don't. It doesn't matter, but you cannot go cross country with nothing.
Having a support system was nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
that,
and the one friend, and you had the right friend in LA. I mean, he wasn't one of those flaky ones that are like, oh yeah.
No, I had a
helpful.
friend
He'd help
that was also from the town that we were in.
Yeah. I know him
had
too.
moved there. Yeah. And it was very clear though, I had 6 months. He's like, my wife is pregnant. You are welcome to stay with us. You've got a place to stay for 6 months. You don't have to pay us rent or anything. But that's it. So I got on an airplane and went to LA and did it. And I lived there for.
Is that when you became the movie star?
30 years. Yeah, that part of it didn't work out, unfortunately.
Yeah, that whole didn't even try. Didn't work.
Didn't even try. Was out there for a week, less than a week, and started working. Got a job in a pet store, of all things. What was interesting there was the fact that we come from the Midwest, both you and I.
Yep.
And one of the earliest jobs that you could have is detasseling. For those that don't know, detasseling was going up and down the rows of corn and removing a portion of the corn so that it doesn't cross-pollinate. You actually detasseling. It's in the name.
The tassel that's the hair. Some of us call it the hair on the
somebody had on their head used to.
Yeah.
So that gets pulled out, and you would go up and down these rows, and you would start at 6 o'clock in the morning or earlier, etc. I got to LA. I filled out the application. What I saw in a
work experience.
Under work experience, I put detasseling. The person looked at it and asked me, "What's detasseling?" And I gave a brief description of what it was. And he says, you put that down for work experience?
I got work.
Pissed. I'm like, I was up at 6 o'clock in the morning. My hands bled. I freaked out. And he goes, calm down, calm down. I'm from the Midwest also. I know exactly what detasseling is. I'm like, oh, you.
By the way, you just
So-
made a face perfect for the thumbnail. Go ahead.
Oh. I can still make it because I can still reach back and touch those feelings from then. I was so livid. I got the joke. I thought it was funny. But I couldn't believe, because I was so indignant, so self-righteous.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyhow, I worked for the next 30 years for the most part. A couple of spells of unemployment or whatever, but those were no fault of my own. Exactly. Anyhow. Yeah, so that was it.
You made a life out there. You really did.
did.
And my question is, how scary was that first step onto the plane or into the airport, or when the most scariest part of it?
Nothing.
You never had anything, because again, I know why, but I want to.
Yeah, I was not at all scared about that. My aunt that I lived with drove me there. A friend, one of my dear friends, went with me, saw me off to the airport. But I was not looking back. I was not. Now, my scariest, I don't know if this is appropriate, but my scariest time there was getting drunk and throwing up. This is horrible. I shouldn't be talking about it. But when I realized I had moved to another place by then, I was living with some other people. I threw up. I was overserved. That's what it was. I was overserved. Anyhow, my scariest point was when I had to clean that up myself.
That was the realization of like, no one's going to help.
There is no safety net here. This is me. I have to take responsibility for my own actions, and there's no safety net to fall back on. That was the realization of, this is being an adult.
Story.
Horrible story, but yeah, that's when things got scary.
And there was a question I had, and you just totally took it out of my brain. I don't know what I was going to ask you, man. So no, you did. The thing that is cool is you, and okay, here's what I was going to say. You didn't run away. In essence, you did, but you were running towards your new life.
Yeah.
You ran towards a new life without looking back, which is admirable. I always admired you for that. And I told you that before, because you just did it, and you had every reason to do it. It was the right move. I mean, you made a good living there. You're not like super millionaire, rich movie star, or any of that, but you're happy.
I became a full person, a whole person. I got actualized. I never hit successful bank wise. But I did okay. And I'm still
surviving, and you're happy.
Yeah, years later, married, happily, no kids, by choice. I think that. Never mind. I was going to say that comes in with the happy part, but no offense to people who do have kids.
No, it's just it's a life choice.
It was a life choice. It was a life choice.
If you're the kind of person who's like, oh my God, you should have kids, it's like, that's your life choice, not mine.
That's on you.
You can make your own. I don't look at bad at you. It's like, why would you have kids?
Yeah.
I might ask you, why would you have kids? Because I don't understand why you would want to have kids, because I don't want any.
Oh my God.
That's a different story.
Yeah. It would be tough to raise these days.
My point is you did what most people would never do, and you did it without really thinking about it. I mean, you thought about it. I mean, that's all you thought about was moving out.
So what I thought.
When did you first realize you had to move? How old were you? 2, 3,
4.
4?
Mean, I'm not too much of an exaggeration to say like at 4. That gets into some very specifics about how what happened to me in my life, and where I wound up and so on. But
Okay, but let's preface a little bit of this. You didn't have the best life, but you were not the worst life.
yeah,
It's not like you were a juvenile criminal and all that stuff.
No, exact opposite, in fact.
Yeah.
And so it got to, but I was
We'll
always,
talk about a lot of this past in another episode. Seriously.
we'll cover a lot of that stuff. But the small things is, from an early age, there was a sense of independence. So every kid wants to be an astronaut at some point. I wanted that too. And when somebody at the age of like 4 or 5 asked me, "Well, aren't you going to miss your family?" I was like, "No." And it's not that I didn't love or didn't care about my family. And some people might take that as seem heartless or whatever. But I've talked to my wife.
Didn't grow up in your situation.
But I felt a strong enough connection that I wasn't worried about that.
Right.
At 3 or 4, I was walking across the town that we lived in, which was horrible and bad. But as my wife pointed out,
you're telling me stuff I didn't know about. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not like we lived in a bad town. It
wasn't a bad town. But again, a 4-year-old shouldn't
70s, 80s. But no, a 4-year-old couldn't be walking around.
Shouldn't be traveling across town to go see their grandma, who lives on the other side of town.
Right.
But like my wife pointed out, I was secure enough in my family and those that care about me that I wasn't worried about whether they were just going to be there when I got back.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking about leaving them or whatever. Right. I was thinking about the adventure I was going on and not looking back. So
that's a typical Gen X.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I had similar, but we're actually running long on time.
Oh, we are. Oh my gosh, we sure are. So I start talking about myself and then all time goes out the window.
Yeah, I know. We wanted to keep these to 30 minutes, but we're running a little over, but that's okay. 30 or less.
Yeah.
But no, I learned some new stuff about you today, and I didn't know that I could. I mean,
I've got these are
baggage, man.
So you and I think we met in like kindergarten or whatever, right? So
we'll talk. Yeah, we met. I want to talk about that in another episode because it was impactful for me too.
Okay.
Especially when you pointed a few things out about my name.
Yeah.
So something.
Another story for another time.
He forgot about it completely. Anyway,
not completely.
It was a grudge I held for years. Okay, so do you want to close it out?
So yeah, I'm going to say again, this is unconventional therapy. This is us talking to each other.
You did it wrong again. Unprofessional.
Well, it's unprofessional for sure.
But it is also unconventional. Go ahead.
It is unprofessional therapy. So it's just us talking, and by extension, hopefully, we can help. And maybe you want to leave a comment below. Give us a topic we should talk about. Tell us maybe something we shouldn't talk about. Maybe you don't need to hear stories about my coming to adulthood and learning what adulting is. Anyhow, leave a comment below, a like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube stuff. Thanks for taking a minute and listening to us talk, and hopefully in some way we can inspire change and help with other people. I don't know.
Yeah. I hope so.
That's our goal.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.